What's up, guys? Make sure my camera's working. What's up, guys? It's Sean from Srkcycles.com. We have a 2005 BMW K1200lt. Check that bike out. This thing's got more bells and whistles, and I know what to do with. Let's take it for a spin. Now, anyone who knows these things have boxer engines, so the cylinders go out this way. So when you fire them up from sitting on the side for a while, it's very common that you'll see white smoke, because it'll be oil will be burning out of it. And ask any guy who owns one of these things. That happens from like almost brand new. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. That's what you get for having a horizontal motor. But I've never had one of these, never ridden one of these things, and I'm super excited to take it for a spin. And I'm actually gonna be doing a test drive with one of my guys who's been watching my videos a lot, and he's gonna test drive this Dyna to see what he thinks about it. Now, the first thing I notice about this bike is it's a big bike. It's a big bike, but it's also crazy nimble. Like, it feels really, really light. And it's also like stupid smooth. Like, incredibly smooth. It's hard to believe how smooth this bike is. I mean, it really puts smoothness like a new level. Another thing is it's got the radio and stuff. It really has everything. Radio and turn signals and all that fun stuff. And center stand. And this one only has 31,000 miles, which is actually pretty low miles for these BMW touring bikes. And people who buy these things, they run them. And they run them. I mean, they do big, yeah, this is like a, you know, you hop on this thing, you'll do a 5,000 mile trip. You know, people really run these things. Bike's got good power. Man, it runs good. I'm still trying to figure out how to use everything on it. But I tell you what, it handles. I mean, you can hit, it's like a sport bike. It just throws down into these corners. It really does. It's very, very impressive. And it cruises. I mean, you know, let's say you're on the Autobahn and you want to just roll 80, 90 miles an hour, man. This thing just does it. I mean, you can't tell, but I'm doing 160 right now, and it feels so smooth and so slow. That's a sign of a good touring bike. It just wants to go fast. Now, it doesn't accelerate. It's not twitchy. And they kind of stopped it from being like twitchy and stuff, like, you know, like tons of power at low RPMs, and you know what I mean by twitchy, because the throttle is a little bit, it's not like bow bow bow. It's more like, you know, it's just a little it's got more resistance in the throttle than what I've experienced in most other bikes. It's a little getting used to, but it is smooth. But I'm talking, this thing just really wants to throw into the corners. When they designed this thing, they're like, we want something that could just lay it down into them corners and all that fun jazz. Guys, this is a really nice bike. If you want to see more about it, check out the walk around video. I'll show you everything about it. If there's a flaw on it, I'm going to point it out. The thing about BMW owners is they maintain their stuff. They spend a lot of money on their bikes, and they're gonna maintain it. They're gonna treat it right. You know, you don't see some young kid buying one of these bikes. This thing is smooth. At first, when I first got on, I mean, it's kind of big, it's kind of bulky, but once you're moving, I mean, this is, you could do a couple hours on this thing and not even realize it. Really, really enjoyable to ride. And I probably don't even know how to use half this stuff. You probably have to read a manual for it. Just to figure it out. I'm not much for reading a manual because I'm a man. No, sometimes you have to read manuals. I know it's horrible. It's got the turn signal buttons on both sides, kind of like Harley Davidson does it, or also kind of like BMW does it. Turn around in the old church. My buddy's riding with me. He watches my videos, and now he gets to do it with me. He came riding in on a FC1. Now we'll bang through the gears a little bit. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. I mean, it definitely moves. But man, it wants to just dump. It wants to go in it wants to hit these turns going so fast. It just loves it. This would be a great bike to take a trip to Deal's Gap, the Dragon Tail, something like that, you know what I mean? And just shred it up. Show those young guys how we do it. I'm putting myself in the category of the touring guys now. No, I'm not. I'm everything. I'm everything guy. But man, this thing is cool. Oh yeah, when you pop this thing open, it's got a tape deck player in there. I'm gonna learn a lot about this bike. I'm pretty excited. Check out the walk around video. I'll show you everything about this thing. It's very interesting. It's cool. A lot of stuff you're like, wow, you know, if you're used to like import, you know, the Japanese bikes or the Harleys, and you look at this, you're like, wow, that's a good idea, you know what I mean? Never thought about that. And it's definitely pretty, man, this thing throws in the corners. You ever ride like an Audi or something like that, and it doesn't feel fast because it's so smooth, but it is fast? This is kind of like that. You know, it's not like jerky and throwing you back, and but when you're watching the speedometer, you're like, wow, this thing's moving pretty good. Guys, I ship bikes all over the country. If you're interested in this bike, it's gonna sell quick. This is gonna be a great month for bike sales. What month are we in? January, February, March, April, May. We're in June. June's gonna be a killer month for bike sales. I'm gonna try to sell 30 bikes this month. This one's gonna be one of them for sure. This bike's a lot of fun. It runs extremely well. Clutch feels good throughout. You know what else? I didn't mention this. The brake. You know, a lot of problems with these larger bikes is they don't have the braking power that's proportionate to the bike. You know what I mean? Like you jump on and you're like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, it kind of scares you because you might be something a little smaller. This thing has got brakes. I mean, this thing's got like killer braking power. It's a very, very impressive. These big trucks come by and they tow like big trailers full of manure. And when they drive by, they kind of stink. Just wanted to tell you that. I mean, but this, like, I'll get on, it's got ABS and all that fun jazz. I'm gonna jump on the brakes a little bit up here, but man, this thing just stops. I mean, it's got some teched out something, because this thing stops incredibly fast. I'm extremely impressed with that. Alright guys, that's it for this BMW. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, subscribe. If you like the bike, buy it. Thanks guys.